Well, that was incredible. I don't know if I've ever listened to that song so carefully with headphones. And you were saying, I think while we were listening, that that's a remaster.
Yeah, that's sort of they made a, I'm guessing it was to commemorate some anniversary. They remastered it, and then they made that sort of posthumous music video, which was also interesting, and I thought, an effective way to make a music video without obviously featuring the, half of the band
Right.
not being available. So
Yeah. Well, wow, just incredibly warm. I think Savory is appropriate. I was, it's all so well done. Like, I think we were talking, I can't remember, but I'll talk about Scotch because, you got to talk about Scotch. And there's blended Scotches that are like perfect. But they're uninteresting as a result. I think some pop music is so carefully done that it's antiseptic almost.
mhm.
And this is like single malt Scotch, where it is out of this world, heavenly good. But with like, it's simple enough. It's amazing. With all that said, I feel like I don't know, Ringo. The drum track on this it's just really good. It's just perfect. Ringo in the pocket, doing exactly what's needed for the song.
Yeah, I was definitely as late as a person could be to listening to the Beatles. I intentionally refused to listen to the Beatles for a long time because I didn't want, if they were that popular, then they couldn't be that good.
Right.
Was sort of my feeling, and that tended to be my sort of generally rebellious attitude towards a lot of music. And then, of course, for a while, it was just hard to listen to their music unless you owned their albums.
Right.
So it wasn't until Spotify finally picked them up a couple of years ago that I actually listened to the Beatles, and I was like, I had grown up enough, and I was like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, it's Ringo is not usually the kind of drummer that I would sort of like. He's not the kind of drummer I would idolize, but at the same time, like, I definitely can appreciate just how perfect he was for the band, and how skilled he was, but without being flashy or drawing too much attention to himself. So, though, play Helter Skelter if you really want to see kind of what they're capable of.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I too, like, I was never like anti-Beatles, but I was like, I don't really know anything about the Beatles. And I remember listening to like an album at some point and being like, I know like all of these songs.
Right.
Because they're just woven into, rock at this point. So wow, well, what a great a starter. I assume it's all better than that from here. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna top the Beatles repeatedly. No, but I will certainly at least put the second one up with the first one as being at the same caliber. But that's just because it's definitely something I'm a huge fan of. So next we're going to do Three Little Birds by Bob Marley, which, along with Redemption Song, are actually my two favorite Bob Marley songs. Redemption Song's a little bit more melancholy, so I decided to stick with this one. I've been looking to do Bob Marley since we got started doing these projects, and I felt like this was a great time, just because even though obviously there is a lot of pain that's discussed in reggae, but overall I think the tone of reggae, even when it's doing protest songs or songs of lament, is very sort of savory, to use that term, and this song matches that feeling that reggae I think always has or often has, with lyrics to kind of match it up. So
I mean, I was first introduced to this song when my Cub Scouts sang it when they were 8 years old. So we'll see how Bob Marley does. I don't know. Let's give it a look.